Why do I feel so powerless sometimes? I'm sure there's many different answers to this question. So keep in mind, this is my opinion from what I have learned from my sessions. The biggest reason we feel so powerless is because we have listened or we have believed what other people have said. And because it is almost impossible to reach the standards that other people expect us to reach, we come to a point where we feel totally powerless. So I would say, when you feel like this, ask yourself, what is it I'm trying to achieve? What is it I am trying to do? What is it I am trying to reach? And why am I trying to do these things? And then your soul will show you that these are not your things, meaning these things are not the reason you came to earth. And then you might decide to let them go. A way I did it was to keep telling myself that these things I'm trying to reach are not really my beliefs. I picked them up from other people. And then I would take a slow, deep breath, and I would notice my body would feel lighter. And then I started focusing or started asking on what it is I came to earth for, or even more simply, what is it I like for me? I'm going to quote something I quoted in another video as well about this author who wrote a long time ago. Imagine you were the only person on earth. What would you do? In order to be truly happy, this is the person you must become. So, this is one way of coming out of the feeling of powerlessness. Now, many people that have come out of this feeling, and they do live their own lives, and they don't care what anybody says or what anybody thinks about them, we have many words for these people. Crazy, arrogant, disrespectful. If it's a woman, bitch. And all they did was simply stop caring what we think. That's all they did. So you will be called these words as you start asking yourself, what is it I like? What is it I want? So many of us stay in jobs we don't want because we have heard from so many other people that this is a good job. Try and keep it. And then we feel powerless simply because we're not doing what we have come to earth to do. The problem is not the job. For some people, that same job would be a dream job. The problem is that you have let yourself be influenced by other people. So keep asking yourself. That's how I came out of it. By asking myself, what is it I like? What is it I want? What is it I really want? I'll give you a little example. There are times throughout the year that I don't make enough money. In those times, I'll live in a small studio apartment. There are other times when I make very good money and I would rent a different apartment. The times that I rent a nice large apartment, because I have many friends that also travel like I do, I would get them to come and stay with me when they are in my city. There's a lot of stress involved with this. And I notice after 1 or 2 or 3 days that I have left my center. I have been persuaded to do something by these people, which are friends. I have been influenced by them. As for when I don't have money and I'm living in a small studio apartment, of course I don't invite anyone because it's a studio apartment. And during those times, I find myself I am much more centered, much more me. I never feel powerless and I never feel anxious or stressed because it's all about me. I have no one else to please or to make happy, even though it's by choice. I invite my friends over to stay. No one is forcing me. And soon I realized that, and I have told myself that if I ever do settle in one city, I will get a studio apartment. And this way I won't just invite friends over to stay long term, to stay, for a few days or a week. I want to say it's something like that, but I don't know if this is the right phrase. But what I'm trying to say is anybody can feel powerless, and it's always got to do with other people. Sometimes they don't put a gun to our head. We allow them. We invite them in. We ask for their opinion. And it's okay to ask for their opinion, but we let their opinion shape our decisions. So we're going to go back to imagine you were the only person on earth. Then what decisions would you make? I'm going to an extreme here now. I remember asking a client once to imagine that she had no friends, no colleagues, no family. She was all alone. Would she... Oh, and she met this guy she really liked. Would she have a wedding? She opens her eyes and she says, no. And then I had to explain to her that all the stress you're having about your wedding is for other people. It's not for you. So you're stressed for nothing. You are stressed for others. So forget the wedding and go traveling with the guy and be alone. With the guy, of course. Be away from the others. I just brought this up as an extreme detail. I mean, an extreme, not detail, forgot the word, example. So I'm sorry I don't have too much information for you about how you can come out of this powerless feeling. I did it by simply asking myself, what is it I really like? If it works for you, do it. I will leave it at this.